Class 6th Geography lesson, the Earth and the Solar System. So first I'll give you the general introduction of this lesson. That is, in this lesson the framework will be the universe, the galaxy, stars and the solar system. So let's get started. So first we'll talk about stars. The first point is, stars are celestial bodies that are very big and hot. They are made up of gases. They have their own heat and light which they emit in large amount. The sun is also a star. So the first point means that the stars are celestial bodies. So now you'll ask me that what is celestial bodies? So the celestial bodies are those bodies which we found in the universe, like the stars, galaxies, planets and so on. So this is the definition of celestial bodies. So now we can say that stars are celestial bodies and the stars are very big and they are very hot. The stars are made up of gases. The stars have their own heat and light which they emit in large amount. And the notable thing here is the sun is also a star only. The sun is not a planet. The sun is a star. Now the second point, constellations. Constellations are various patterns formed by different group of stars. For example, Ursa Major or Big Bear. The second point means that the constellations are the group of stars and they form different pattern. This is called constellation. And the example of the constellations are Ursa Major or Big Bear. The third point is, the North Star indicates the north direction. This means that there is one North Star and it will only indicate the north direction only. It will not indicate any other direction. And because it indicates the north direction, it is also called the pole star. It always remains in the same position only in the sky. It do not change its position, and we can locate the pole star with the help of Saptarishi. Constellations. In the night sky, you see different patterns formed by group of stars. So we can say that constellations are the group of stars and they form different patterns in the sky. So this is known as constellations. Such a pattern of stars is called constellations. Ursa Major or Big Bear is one such constellation. As I have told you earlier also, that the group of stars forming different pattern in the sky is called constellation in easy language. Ursa Major or Small Bear is a constellation which look like a Ursa Major but it's small in size. Ursa Minor is called Saptarishi in Hindi. There are 7 main stars in this constellation. So we can say that there are 7 main stars in this constellations. Both the constellations look like Illade and hence they are called Big Dipper and Small Dipper. You can easily recognize them by taking help from any elder in your family. You can also locate the pole star with the help of these constellations. Now I will show you the constellation, that how the constellations look like. Then it will become very easy for you to recognize or to tell that this is the constellation. So this is the picture of constellation, and as we can see that there are group of stars and these group of stars are forming different pattern in the sky. So this is called constellation. This figure you can see, this figure is of Ursa Minor, and you can see in the figure the pole star is in the north right corner. The pole star always appear in the north when seen from the northern hemisphere. Its position remains the same throughout the night and never changes. During the ancient days, sailors and the caravans used the pole stars to find the direction during the night. So this pole star always remain in the same position, and in the ancient days the pole star is used to find the direction during the night. The solar system. Everybody is familiar with the solar system. So the solar system includes the sun, 8 planets, satellites, and some other celestial bodies known as asteroids and meteoroids from the solar system. In short, we can say that solar system includes the sun, 8 planets, satellites, meteoroids, celestial bodies, asteroids, etc. This is called solar system. Now the sun. Sun is in the center of the solar system. As we all know that sun is in the center. It is huge and made up of extremely hot gases. Sun is made up of extremely hot gases, students. Now the second point, it provides the pulling force that binds the solar system. The sun has the pulling force and it binds the solar system. Third point, it is the ultimate source of the heat and light for the solar system. As we all know this point very clearly, that the sun is the only ultimate source of the heat and the light in the solar system. Planets. Planets are celestial bodies. So as I have told you earlier also, that celestial bodies are those bodies which are found in the universe, and the celestial bodies include the stars, planets, galaxies, etc. So we can say that planets are celestial bodies and they do not have their own light and heat. They are lit by the light of the stars. This means that the planets do not have their own light and they get the light from the stars. Earth is the planet too. It gets all its heat and light from the sun and nearest stars. So we can say that Earth is also a planet, and the Earth do not have its own heat and light, and the Earth gets its heat and light from the sun and also from the nearest star. Next point, there are 8 planets in a solar system that include Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus and Neptune. The Earth, the planet on which we live. The first point, it is the 5th largest planet by size and slightly flattened at the poles. This means that we should know that Earth is the 5th largest planet by size and the Earth is slightly flattened at the poles. Second point, its shape is described as a geode, which means an Earth-like shape. This means that Earth's shape is like a geode, which means Earth-like shape. Third point, it is a unique planet in the solar system because the conditions favorable to support the life are probably found only on the Earth. This means that, as we all know, that Earth is a unique planet because the condition favorable to support the life. Only on the Earth there is life and no other planet has life on it. Second point, it is neither too hot nor too cold. As I told you earlier also that on the Earth the conditions are favorable to support the life, so that is why the climate is also very favorable. The climate of the Earth is neither too hot nor too cold. So we can say that the conditions are favorable to support the life. Third point, it has water and air, which are very essential for our survival. No other planet has water and air. Only the Earth contains water and air, which is favorable to support the life. Fourth point, the air has life-supporting gases like oxygen. Oxygen is the major component on the Earth. From the outer space, the Earth appears blue because its two-thirds surface is covered by water. It is therefore called a blue planet. We can understand this point like this way, that from the outer space, the Earth appears to be blue. The Earth appears to be blue because its two-thirds of the surface is covered with water. We can say that most of the portion or most of the part is covered by water. So this planet or the Earth is called a blue planet because most of the part or the two-thirds of the part is covered by water. Satellites. Satellite is a celestial body. As I have told you earlier also, that celestial bodies are those bodies which are found in the universe in a natural way, and the celestial bodies include stars, planets, galaxies, satellites, etc. So we can say that satellite is a celestial body that move around the planet in the same way as the planet move around the sun. This means that the sun is stable and all the planets revolve around the sun, and the satellites revolve around the planets. The next point, the human-made satellite is an artificial body. It is designed by scientists to gather information about the universe for the communications. The moon. The moon is a satellite and move around the earth. Here one important thing is that we have to keep in mind, that is, sun is a star but moon is a satellite. So moon is a satellite and moon moves around the earth. Okay. So the main work of the moon is that it moves around the earth. Second point, the only satellite of the earth is moon. Third point, its diameter is only 1/4 that of the earth. This means that the moon is just 1/4 the size of the earth. The moon has mountains, plains and depressions on its surface. This means that the moon surface is not plain or is not flat. The moon has mountains, plains, depressions on its surface. Second point, the moon appears at different time. It does not have any fixed time. Okay, so it has different times. The moon has different shapes. This means that sometimes the moon appears to be full, sometimes it disappears, and sometimes it show its different shapes. And at different positions, the moon is appeared from different positions to us. The third point, the full moon can be seen only once about a month's time, and full moon night or Purnima. This means that the full moon appears only once a month, and this is known as Purnima. So now asteroid is very important. Asteroids, these are the numerous tiny bodies which also move around the sun, like stars, planets and satellites. So we can say asteroids are very numerous tiny bodies and they move around the sun like stars, planets and satellites. Next point, they are found between the orbits of Mars and Jupiter. Meteoroids, these are the small pieces of rocks which move around the sun. So we can say that meteoroids are the small pieces of rocks and they move around the sun. Second point, sometimes they come near the earth and tend to drop on it. This means that sometimes meteoroids come very near to the earth and may drop on it. Third point, during this process, due to friction with the air, they get heated up and burn, causing a flash of light. So meteoroids get heated up and burn, causing a flash of light due to friction with the air. Fourth point, sometimes a meteor without being completely burned falls on the earth and create a hollow. So sometimes what happens is The meteorite did not completely burn and fall on the Earth's surface, and they create a hollow. A comet is a ball of mostly ice that moves around the outer space. Comets are often described as dirty snowballs. They are very different from asteroids. So this means that comets are the balls of ice and they move around the outer space. They only move around the outer space, and comets are often described as the dirty ball or the dirty snowballs. Okay, so the comets are dirty snowballs and they are very different from asteroids. Now, how the comets are different from asteroids? The comets have long tails because the sun melts the ice. The comet's tail does not trail behind it. It points directly away from the sun because it is blown by the solar wind. Now with this diagram, it becomes very clear to understand the asteroids, meteoroids and the comets. Here we can see the difference between the three. So here is the difference between the three, that is the asteroid, comets and the meteoroids. If you want, you can go through these differences, but if you don't want, then you can go with the definition also. So I will explain you these three: asteroids, comets and the meteoroids. So in easy way we can say that asteroids, these are the rocks and the airless left over from the formation of the planets in our solar system. This means that asteroids are the formation of the planets only in our solar system, and they are mostly found between the planets of or the orbits of Mars and the Jupiter. Now the comets. Comets are the dirty space snowballs of mostly ice and dust, and they formed during the birth of the solar system 4.6 billion years ago. Most comets have stable orbits in the outer reaches of the solar system past the planet Neptune. Third point, meteoroids. Meteoroids are the tiny asteroids or the broken off crumbs of comets and sometimes planets. They range in size from a grain of sand to boulder 3 feet wide, and meteoroids collide with the planet atmosphere. They become meteoroid or meteors. If those meteors survive the atmosphere and hit the planet's surface, they remain and called meteoroids. So that's all about the lesson. I hope you would have understood it very clearly. So thank you.